Hello, this is Dr. Don, and this video is part 4 in the series on making the best use of the Rocket Math game. Covers the most important thing that you can do as a teacher, motivating your students. On the main Rainbow Connection navigation bar, you can see Learning Track Certificates. So click on that and you'll see the Learning Track Certificates. It takes you initially to this Google Drive folder because there's two kinds of certificates. There's grayscale ones like this one for those of you who don't have color printers, and then there's color certificates that are really beautiful. And when you open the color certificates, you'll see all the 16 different learning track certificates that there are. And the sort of implied, collect them all. The true power of motivation does not come from the things that you give students, even beautiful things like these learning track certificates. It comes from the enthusiasm of the adults in the room. So if you award these with some ceremony, and maybe have a visitor like the principal or a math coach or even a parent come in to give them out, these pieces of paper will become honored awards. When I was a teacher, I would give them out in the form of receiving line. I would have my visitor call up the student, hand them the certificate, shake their hand. I would shake their hand, and I would have them stand next to me. And all the students who came up would shake the hands of all the other students as they came along. So this formed a ceremony. This showed that this was important, that this was an achievement. And frankly, working all the way through a learning track does represent a significant achievement, a lot of work, and valuable learning. And if you act like you're impressed and act like it matters, the students will work hard to achieve this recognition because they can see that it's important by how you act. Back to the rainbow navigation, let's look at the Toughness Certificate, which is at the bottom of the list there. We mentioned the Toughness Certificate in regards to accidentally starting somebody over having to redo part of a learning track. So we put this together to deal with that. Some students might be complaining also about too many startovers. They're having trouble with that. So I would post this somewhere in my room, and then when a student started to complain, I'd call them over to the Toughness Certificate and say something along the lines of, I know this is hard. It takes a lot of perseverance to keep going all the way to Z. But if you can do it without whining about it, then you will earn this Toughness Certificate. Not everybody can earn this, but if you can prove that you're not a whiner, I will give it to you. Dr. Don knows how tough it is to do this without whining, and he and I have signed this for you, and you will have earned it. I would make a little ceremony of awarding this, just like the learning certificate. I would read the copy aloud. That's awarded to the so-and-so for extraordinary perseverance in starting over in parts of Rocket Math without whining about it. We know it was tough, but we admire how you did it anyway. And this signed by Dr. Don and the teacher. You making a ceremony, you taking the time to talk about this, you're on your way to teaching them a very valuable life lesson, which is perseverance, probably more important than math facts. Now, once students get started, one of the first complaints you're going to hear about is the battery down screen. It comes up after the student has played the allowed amount of time, which by default is only 5 minutes. Well, they cry, we don't want to stop. Why do we have to be stopped? Well, that's a key part of the game's motivation. This is about motivation, and this is how it works. This is like a game of keep away. We want them to end their session wanting to play more so that they come back again the next time. So the battery down is a feature, not a bug. And by the way, students have to play all the way up until this screen comes to have a session recorded. So you'll know on the review progress screen, you could see how many sessions they've done on which days in the last 2 weeks. And so they have to get all the way to this screen to count the session. So it's like keep away. And there's nothing wrong with them wanting to come back. We want them to keep playing this day after day, week after week for a year or two. However, there are older students who don't wear out quite so easily, and they could have longer times, particularly if you're in a hurry for them to get through this. So you can go on the individual action button and click on that. Gives you your menu of things you can do, and you can change gameplay. It's easy for you to say. You can change gameplay to 10 minutes or 15 minutes or back to 5, whatever they don't have. But you have to make sure that they still love playing. It's very important. If they start to complain at all, immediately move them back to 5 minutes. It's better for them to play daily for 5 minutes for several months than it is to do 15 minutes for a month or two. So stretching this out over a long period of time, making this a daily routine is the optimal way for them to develop fluency in math facts. Now back to the main rainbow navigation bar. I want to show you another one, a kind of an aqua shade. This is the color in rocket chart. We mentioned it in another video, but it is very important. I want to make sure you're doing this because it's an important part of motivation. So when you click on that, you get these rocket charts and you print them out, fill in the student's name, have them check off which learning track they're on. Obviously, collect all 16 is their long-term goal. And as they go through the game, there's phases. Within each letter, there's a takeoff, orbit, and universe phase. The takeoff is where they first learn 4 facts, that they don't have anything but those 4 facts. And then orbit and universe is everything they've learned up to this point. So when they finish a phase, they get to color that in on their rocket chart. So this not only keeps things organized, but also celebrates their progress. So you want to be impressed by that. They'll want to show this to you, how far they're coming, and that's a good thing. So a total 3 steps per 26 letters. There's a total of 78 steps to complete a learning track in the Rocket Math online game. Students recognize that they are learning. They really enjoy documenting their success by using this color in rocket chart, and they have pride in what they've learned. I have never been introduced to a student when somebody says, "Oh, this is Dr. Don with Rocket Math." He says, "You did Rocket Math?" I said, "Yeah." "I'm on set K." They immediately want to tell you what set they're on because they know that's a mark of learning and achievement, and they're proud of it. So in the Rocket Math game, we have a host of voices to provide congratulations at every step along the way. They get a random one each time, so I thought I'd let you hear these just for fun.
Well, boy and howdy, you could try the universe. Our heartfelt congratulations on your remarkable accomplishment.
Forget about it. You totally took off with this set. Lord willing and the creek don't rise, you could take it into the universe.
Nope, I reckon I don't believe this. You must have some kind of smarts to put this set into the universe. I say nobody can do that. It's too difficult. Good job. Is there no limit to your learning? Ah, you got this set to take off. Congratulations. I guess you're headed for orbit next.
Hey, you passed the set. That's better than I could do, I think.
I am proud to be your teacher, and I am amazed that you took the set into the universe.
I've been sharing this with teachers for over 20 years. I guarantee it works. I personally guarantee it will work or your money back. This has been part 4, motivating the students in how to make the best use of the online game. The other parts are the first steps. Part 2 is about the fluency data from the 1-minute races. And part 3 is about the game speed and whether it's too fast. I hope you viewed all of them. Thank you.